Mithrandiel here at PAX West 2018, rounding out our PAX 10 walkthrough here at the Gunhead booth. Who am I joined by today?
This is Lee Vermeulen.
All right, very nice. And what do you do with the game?
I am the designer, I guess, lead programmer designer. I'm not really the lead programmer anymore, but I'm still the designer and initial developer, I would say.
All right, very nice. So tell us a little bit about Gunhead. What is this game all about?
Well, we made this game called Cryptarch that came out about 3 years ago on PS4 and Steam, and it was a side-scroller game about going into these spaceships and taking out the core AI. It was a roguelike. It's an action-packed game, but very strategic. You really have to know what you're doing. And so we released that, and we decided that same gameplay would make a great FPS game. So we remade that game as an FPS game, and that is Gunhead.
Right, very nice.
So it's been an unusual development process, but very fun.
Unusual development process, such as what?
Well, because we essentially just took the game Cryptarch, our last game, and made it into 3D. So it was kind of like we did pre-production on the game for years, because everything was already figured out. Like we had all their enemies, weapons figured out, everything translated perfectly, all the sound effects for the initial version. It just went, and it actually feels like a better game to me as an FPS than a side-scroller.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's just been easy.
Very cool. So essentially, fans of Cryptarch should, well, no, maybe not fans of Cryptarch will enjoy it, but they have something else another perspective, basically, on that game.
Yeah, well, I think fans of Cryptarch would definitely get into it. Like, I know there's some people that would probably prefer a side-scroller over an FPS, and there's probably a lot of people that like FPS more than side-scroller, so we're kind of switching audiences a little bit, but there's definitely going to be crossover with action game fans, I guess.
And so this game, the timeline on it, is it out already, or what's the timeline on this game right now?
Out next year, early next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Early next year with an asterisk on that?
Well,
as always.
It'll definitely be out next year.
Okay.
I'm just hoping the early next year. So, yeah.
It sounds like, as you mentioned, you were in pre-production for years on it and things like that, but were there any hiccups or bumps in the road in terms of bringing it to this FPS perspective, like when you were translating it over? Was there anything in particular that was a challenge?
Not really. There's a lot of more challenges when it comes to, I guess, accessibility and difficulty. Just trying to make it so players can actually play it and be skilled at it. It's a game that requires a lot of dexterity and skill, so we're trying to still make it accessible to new people. And it's a roguelike, so it has to be interesting to someone to play it for the 100th time and still be accessible for someone to play it for the first time. There's just a lot of challenges in that way that we're still figuring out.
Balancing difficulty versus actual mechanics necessarily.
Yeah, and expert play. Difficulty versus expert play, I guess.
Very nice. All right, well, thanks for showing it off. It looks like a lot of fun, and have a great PAX weekend.
Yeah.